Perfect. Okay.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
So, tell us, what are you doing here in Colombia, Bucaramanga?
What am I doing? Well, I'm enjoying this fabulous city. It's so beautiful. We're here to talk with nursing students and nursing professionals about the opportunity of migrating to the United States under the immigration nursing program.
And is that something that in the United States is demanded? It's something that is beneficial?
So, the way the nursing program works in the U.S. is that they are considered a job shortage. So the Department of Labor has a different process for sponsoring nurses than they do for other types of occupations. So for foreign nationals who are interested in the nursing field and who want to explore that medical occupation, it's a great process in migrating to the United States in a much shorter period of time than other occupations in coming to the U.S. to work.
And is that something new, or that has been happening for a while?
So it's kind of up and down. Schedule A has been around already, which is the name of the actual process for nurses to migrate to the U.S., but it correlates with the Department of State visa numbers. So there have been back and forth when it comes to whether or not how fast the visa process is going to occur. Over the last few years, the visa process has become has been processed more quickly than other visa application processes. So now has been a really great time to capitalize on nurses migrating to the United States.
Awesome. So now, tell us a little bit about you. Now that you're speaking all this lingo and immigration, tell us, who is Saman?
Who am I?
ILF, and firm, and what do you do? Tell us.
I'm a mysterious person. No.
TikTok.
No, okay, so yes, my name is Saman. I am an immigration attorney. I have been practicing immigration law. Actually, this is my 20th year.
Congrats.
Thank you. I graduated from law school May of 2003 and took the bar. And I've been practicing immigration even before I went to law school. We now have our own firm. We've had our firm now for the last 13, 14 years, and we're a full-service immigration law firm. We do all areas of immigration. We have, whether it's from family-based, removal, employment, investment, all different areas. And we really enjoy assisting people in making their dreams come true and coming to the United States. I mean, we get full enjoyment of helping people come to the U.S. and go through that immigration process. I love it, personally.
In one word, how would you describe your firm?
Oh, dynamic.
I like it.
Dynamic.
That's
Yeah,
good.
my firm is very exciting. Every single day is a new day in my office. And the good thing about my office is that everybody enjoys what they do. And they enjoy giving that satisfaction to everybody who comes in as a client. They really do. Whether it's somebody who picks up the phone to do even the billing, even the paralegal, the legal assistant, client relations, customer service, every single person has an impact in the success of our clients. And that's something that we really we value, we enjoy. I love taking care of them. I love seeing how the process goes for them, and they are invested with it. They know all of the stories of all of the clients just the same way that I do.
I love it. Now, since we're talking about nurses,
Yes.
what has been your experience in the past with nurses and employers and the whole process of the BB3?
Well, when you're in the United States, it's a different experience than when you're outside of the United States. When you're in the US, the process can be very seamless, because you have somebody who's either in the U.S. on a student status. They typically get an unrestricted work permit to be able to go work in a hospital or clinic for 1 year. And because the way the system is set up, they can transition easily from a student status to a resident status through the nursing program. So it has been a very successful process for nurses or for people, in the United States. When you're outside of the United States, the process is different, but it's also a much faster process than any other type of occupational worker visa or process in coming to the U.S., definitely.
That's awesome. So now you're in Bucaramanga, Colombia.
Yes.
23.
Yes.
A&P. What's happening? Why an immigration attorney with A&P, and what's A&P in relationship with you guys?
Well, I believe that it shows credibility to A&P, and it also is able to answer legal questions for anybody who may want to know is this process, how does this process really happen? Okay, you have a US licensed lawyer that's saying, no, this really happens. There's really, government regulations, there's statutes, this is legit. This is how it goes. And I believe that that carries a lot of credibility and weight with it.
Oh, absolutely. I agree 100%.
Yeah.
And you have seen AMP since literally birth.
Yes.
What can you say about AMP progress, growth, or what is your intake of that?
I mean, I think it's fantastic the way that the company has evolved, the amount of consideration and care, and they're really being able to focus on helping people achieve also their dreams and coming to the United States, and also the needs of the employer and the needs of the US economy and the needs of what we need in America. Because ultimately, yes, you're serving both interests. You're able to help facilitate a foreign national who wants to practice in the medical field at the same time with a hospital and a clinic who really does need that type of employment in order to fulfill services for the rest of the American general population.
Perfect. So what would be your message to the foreign trained nurses, and then what would be your message to the employers?
Well, I think for the foreign trained nurses is to have trust in the process, have patience in the process. I know that we're all here to help them, but we're not necessarily the ones making all of the decisions. So we have to be able to have that type of trust. And I think once they have it, they release that, they'll say, okay, they need to complete all of the action items that they need to complete, and everything will work out. For the employer side as well, there needs to be trust in that, yes, they will be able to fill that staffing need. They will be able to then in turn serve their community and their American population with the medical needs by having these nurses come in and perform those duties.
Now you guys know why she's the woman, right? She is eloquent. That was so freaking awesome.
Thank you.
Every single lawyer was like,
Oh my
Thank
gosh.
you.
We're gonna
So much
we're
better.
gonna get a lot of content out of this.
Oh, thank you.
Anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, whatever you want to ask me.
Celia, do you have any questions?
no, I think you were pretty much like no.
What's up?
You guys want to make ideas?
There was something in the morning that
I cannot hear you, honey.
Something in the morning you wanted to discuss?
you wanted to discuss.
What do you mean?
There's a topic specifically, or was that with the?
In the morning, a topic you wanted to follow up with?
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Nothing for the camera?
no, yeah. Whatever, we go forward. Yeah, I think that, I tell everybody, to be honest with you, in every single consultation. So when people make a consultation with me, they want information. I may not be able to help them at that moment, and I can't necessarily solve all their problems, but the more information I give them, the more that they can think about in the long term, how are they going to get themselves situated. So I get lots of students that will ask me, okay, I'm studying business, I know I only get a 1-year OPT, what should I do? And I tell them straight up, you need to change your degree. A business degree, yes, that's great, but what is your purpose? If your purpose honestly is to, at some point, develop ties and become a lawful permanent resident in the United States, then you kind of need to secure that path, and nursing is a way to go through that path, because the process from a student status to an employment third preference Schedule A worker is totally different than getting a business degree or even a STEM degree, which is great, but what is it that you want? So I give them a lot of information, and they're always very grateful and they're very appreciative that they have that knowledge because they have no idea. So I do like to broadcast a lot that nursing and physical therapists too, it's the two occupations, registered nurse and physical therapist, even though physical therapy school is a lot more expensive than nursing process. But these are really the two occupations that lead to permanent residency very seamlessly.
It's really interesting that you pretty much, you're given the information so then they can take a decision based on the information.
Yes.
Something that AEP does as well a lot is it's educational. So then when you take a decision, it's based on right information coming from the right source. Now for the employers though, I see that a lot of them are still focusing on H-1B visas or all these other old school, especially hospitals for nurses. They still don't even know that there are quicker, more affordable long-term investments like
Right.
it is foreign trained nurses under an E3.
Right, and that is a little bit challenging because when you're dealing with a hospital bureaucracy, which there is a lot of bureaucracy that happens in healthcare administration and hospital function, it does take more of a push to be able to convince them that this process is what it is. Also, going back to the original question of why, for example, is this happening now more than it had happened before? It has to do with those visa numbers opening up and the opportunity. So they may be in the healthcare field for 10, 15 years, but they're not knowledgeable on this process because back then numbers were what we called retrogress, and it was already taking 3, 4, 5, 6 years to bring in these types of nurses. So now that we're trying to educate people more, and even the hospitals, and giving them that type of information and guidance, I think you'll see a lot more healthcare agencies make a turnaround and go for that type of process.
Absolutely.
No further questions.
I think it's been the best interview so far by
No.
far.
So cool.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
How many times a week do you say these things? Because it's like it comes like out so naturally.
I
That's scary.
It's the best way. It's the best way.
Well, I really do in the consults. I really do say to all of my consultations, because they'll ask me, like it'll be an encyclopedia meeting. I'll have to go through each visa category with them. And then for residency, you know, what are the ways? Okay, employment. Okay, go be a nurse then. Oh, how do I do it? This. I've given out his number at least 100 times.
Yeah, that's so.
You know, and I'm like, go for it, you know, contact them. I don't know exactly the ins and outs, but they will help you with it, and then you can come back for the immigration portion.
That's the way.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
It's so
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Who's next? Am I next?
Yeah.
Okay.
We switch?
Sweet. Let's switch.
Switch.